The wind was dry and hot in the ashlands. Every step left a deep print in the gray dust. Jace moved carefully, scanning the broken landscape with his visor. The sun was dim behind the thick clouds, and the silence was heavy. He was alone. Or so, he thought. Jace was a scavenger. He came to this dead zone looking for old tech power cores or anything the war had left behind. Most people avoided this place. It was full of radiation and death. But Jace had no choice. He needed parts to keep his small ship running. Suddenly, something caught his eye. A metal wreck, an old alien escape pod, lay half buried in the dirt. Its surface was burned, broken, and twisted, but there was movement, just a flicker. Jace froze. He pointed his scanner toward the pod. The screen beeped. Life signs, very weak. His heart skipped a beat. He stepped closer, slowly, and drew his sidearm just in case. Then he heard it, a soft, broken sound. Like a cry. He rushed forward and knelt by the pod. He peeled back a heavy metal panel and looked inside. His breath caught in his throat. 2 small figures. Thin, covered in dust and dried blood. They looked like children, but clearly not human. Their skin was a soft blue, almost pale gray. Their eyes were large and glowing dimly. One was curled. Around the other, like a protector, they were alive. Barely. Jace dropped his gun and reached in. "Hey, it's okay. I'm not here to hurt you," he said softly. One of them opened her eyes. Her lips trembled. She whispered something he didn't understand in her alien tongue. Then she fainted. Jace didn't think twice. He picked them up, one in each arm. They were feather-light. He carried them back to his crawler, a small armored vehicle parked nearby, and placed them gently inside. As he drove back to his camp, he kept looking at them. "Twins," he whispered. They were so young and so broken. Back at camp, Jace carefully cleaned their wounds. He used his last medical gel and gave them small sips of water. They didn't speak. They barely moved. He didn't sleep that night. He just watched them, protecting them from whatever might come. In the morning, one of the twins opened her eyes again. She stared at him silently. Her eyes were filled with something, fear, confusion, maybe hope. Then she looked at her sister. Slowly, she sat up and placed a hand on her sister's chest. The younger twin stirred and coughed. She was alive too. Jace smiled. "You're safe now," he said. They didn't understand his words, but they felt his voice. It was kind, gentle. Later, he offered them food, soft fruit and protein cubes. At first, they hesitated. Then, with shaking hands, they took it. And then, they ate. Fast. Too fast, like they hadn't eaten in days. Maybe weeks. Jace blinked. "Easy. You'll make yourself sick." The older twin looked up at him, cheeks full, and tried to speak. But her voice was weak and strange. Still, she managed 2 words. "Thank you." He nodded slowly. "You're welcome." That night, while the fire crackled low and the wind blew outside the camp walls, something strange happened. Jace was lying on his cot trying to sleep when he felt it, a presence. He sat up. One of the twins, the older one, was standing beside him. Her silver eyes were wide open. Her face had no emotion. He sat up quickly. "Are you okay?" She didn't answer. She just stared. Then she whispered something he couldn't understand. Her voice sounded ancient. And then she said, in broken English, "You shouldn't have saved us." Before Jace could respond, she turned and walked back to her sister. They curled up together and fell asleep once more. But Jace didn't sleep after that. His heart was heavy with questions. Who were these twins? Why were they left to die in the ashlands? And what did she mean by "you shouldn't have saved us"? The fire burned low. The stars above were hidden behind thick gray clouds, and in the stillness of the ashlands, Jace felt the first ripple of something far bigger than he could imagine. He thought he saved them, but maybe, just maybe, they were going to change everything. The next morning in the ashlands camp was too quiet. Jace woke with a strange feeling in his chest. The kind of feeling you get when you're not alone, even when no one speaks. He looked over. The twins were gone. He jumped out of bed, heart pounding, grabbed his jacket and stepped outside the tent. His boots crunched in the dry dirt. Then he saw them. Both twins were on the far side of the camp near his food supply crates. But something was wrong. Very wrong. They were not eating the food. They were staring at it, sniffing it, like it didn't matter at all, like it wasn't food to them. Jace stepped forward. "Hey, you two okay?" The older twin looked back at him slowly. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. The younger one reached out and touched a sealed protein pack. Then she growled. Not like a hungry girl. Like something else. Jace stopped walking. The air felt heavy, electric, like a storm was hiding above the clouds. He knelt down slowly and spoke gently. "You're safe here. You need food. Eat."
The older twin finally spoke. Her voice was flat and tired. "Not eat that," Jace blinked. "What do you mean? You ate yesterday?" Girl looked confused. "We taste, but it was empty." Jace felt a chill move across
his skin. He looked at the open food containers. Everything was untouched, perfectly placed. The twins hadn't eaten anything since he found them, yet they were still alive. "How are you not starving?" he whispered. The older twin moved closer to him. She touched his hand, and in that moment, he felt it. A sudden sharp pull in his chest. Images flashed in his mind. Burning cities, strange alien stars, something ancient and dark. And then silence. He jerked back. The twin collapsed. Jace caught her before she hit the ground. Her body was warm but too light. Her eyes fluttered open. "We are bound," she said softly. "Now, you must feed us." Hours passed. Jace sat alone at the edge of camp, trying to understand. The younger twin slept. The older one sat close to her, guarding her like before. Jace kept replaying what happened in his mind. That touch wasn't normal. It wasn't just a memory. It was something else. Some kind of transfer. He looked at his arm. Veins shimmered faintly under his skin. His heartbeat felt slower, but stronger, like something inside him was changing. He tried using his translator to understand more of their alien language, but it kept giving errors. Their dialect wasn't in any database, but he learned 2 words: soul binding. That night, he cooked again. Meat, dried fruits, boiled water. He laid it all out and waited. The twins came forward silently, but again they didn't eat. This time Jace offered the food to them directly. "Please, you need strength." The older twin looked at him for a long time. Then, instead of taking the food, she knelt in front of him. She placed her small hands on his chest. "No more pretending," she said in a soft, broken whisper. "We need you." And then, her skin began to glow. So did her sister's. Soft silver light. It wrapped around Jace like fog, and he fell to the ground. Not from pain, from the bond, from something deeper. He saw inside them, saw their past. Floating, alone in an abandoned ship, locked away by their own kind. He saw their hunger, not for food, but for energy. Life. They were not monsters, but they were something different, something forgotten, something made long ago and then hidden from the galaxy. Living batteries, soul binders, energy-tied twins created to awaken powers lost to time, and now they had chosen him. Jace gasped and sat up. The glow was gone. The twins were sleeping beside him, calm, peaceful. He checked his pulse. Normal. but his body felt better, stronger, quieter. He looked at his reflection in the metal plate beside him. His eyes, just for a second, glowed faint silver. His hand shook. What had they done? What had he become? And, the most terrifying thought of all, why did it feel so good? The sky over the ashlands turned red that morning, not from the sun, from the smoke. Something was burning in the far hills. Jace stood on top of his crawler, scanning the horizon. He saw dark shapes moving, too big to be wild animals, too slow to be machines. Something or someone was coming. But his mind was elsewhere. He kept hearing their voices in his head, even when they didn't speak. Inside the camp, the twins sat in silence. The older one carved strange symbols into the dirt with a broken metal shard. The younger one watched Jace closely, like she was memorizing his every move. He walked toward them slowly. "I need answers," he said. No reply. "You too. You touched me. You changed something. What did you do to me?" Still silence. Then the older twin looked up. "We told you. We are bound." "I didn't agree to anything," Jace said, voice low. "But your soul did," she whispered. Those words made Jace freeze. "What are you?" The older twin stood and brushed off the dust. Her eyes met his. No fear, no emotion. "We are not born. We were made," she said. "Long ago. By our creators." Jace frowned. "Clones?" She shook, her head. "Keys. Keys to what?" The younger twin finally spoke. Her voice was soft, almost kind. "To the old machines, the star vaults, the things your kind call myths." Jace stepped back. "You're talking about the Ark relics? The god tech?" The older twin nodded. "Our blood opens them, our hunger feeds them. But we need an anchor, a living soul." Jace blinked. "You mean me?" "You were chosen," she said. Jace sat down on a broken crate. His head spun. He remembered the old stories. Before the war, before humanity left Earth, there were whispers of alien tech hidden across the stars. Gates that could open black holes. Engines that could build planets. All locked. All lost. No one ever found the keys. Until now. "Why were you left to die in the ashlands?" he asked. The younger twin's smile faded. "Our creators feared us," she said. The older one added, "We were born with a twin link too strong. We became unstable. They called us cursed. So they abandoned you. They feared what we could awaken," the older twin said. "But they forgot. Fear can't erase truth." Jace stood up. His pulse was racing. He looked at the transmitter near the crawler. If he could get a signal out, someone would come. Someone from Earth Command. Someone who could deal with this. He walked over to the panel and powered it on. Static. Then, sparks. The screen flickered and went black. Jace stared at it. "No." He tried again. Nothing. Behind him, he heard the younger twin whisper, "We can't let them find us." Jace turned. "You destroyed the signal?" The older one shook her head. "No. It is the bond. We are not meant to be tracked. Your machines fail when they try." Jace clenched his fists. "I'm a human. I have duties, rules. I can't just disappear into myths." "You already have," said the older twin calmly. That night he had a dream. He stood on a dark planet, its sky full of broken moons. A giant gate stood before him, covered in alien symbols. The twins stood beside him, hands glowing, eyes shining like stars. The gate opened, light poured out, and a voice echoed, "Welcome, soul bearer." The twin bond is complete. Then he woke up. His hands were glowing. Jace rushed out of the tent, breathing hard. The twins were already outside, standing by the fire. "You saw it," said the older twin. "You're ready," said the younger. Jace dropped to his knees. "What have you made me into?" he whispered. The older one knelt beside him and gently touched his chest. We didn't make you. We only revealed what was already inside. And for the first time, Jace felt it, a power inside him. Old, silent, waiting, but far away, in the smoking hills. A probe watched from the shadows. It blinked. It recorded. And then, it sent a silent signal to the orbiting warship above. Target confirmed. The twins have awakened. The human is now a threat. The morning air was colder than before. Jay stood by the edge of the ashlands, staring at his hands. His fingers trembled, not from fear, but from something moving under his skin. Silver lines, faint, like glowing roots, spreading slowly. He covered his hands with gloves and turned back toward camp. The twins were waiting. They didn't smile. They never did. The older one spoke first. "It has started." Jace nodded. "I can feel it." His heart beat slower now, but stronger. He didn't need as much food. His mind was sharper. He could hear things far away, see farther. He was changing. But that wasn't what scared him. What scared him was that it felt right. Jace sat down with them near the fire pit. The younger twin traced a circle in the dust. "This is the bond," she whispered. "We give you the gift. But you, give us something too." "What do I give?" Jace asked carefully. "Hope," she said. The older one added, "And protection. Our kind fears what we are, but they won't fear you. Not yet. That gives us a chance to move, to survive." Jace looked into her glowing eyes. "Why me?" "You were kind when others would have walked away," she said. "That's enough." But not everyone agreed. Above the ashlands, the Earth warship Sentinel Hammer floated in low orbit. Cold. Watching. Inside, Admiral Cray looked at the screen. He saw Jace's glowing hands. He saw the alien twins. He narrowed his eyes. "Mutated," he said. A soldier beside him spoke. "Do we deploy ground units?" "No," Cray said. "We erase the zone. Bomb strike in 12 hours. Prepare the drones." The order was final. Back in the camp, Jace started feeling dizzy. The older twin helped him sit. "You need to rest," she said. "No," Jace replied, gritting his teeth. "I need answers." The younger twin sat beside him. Her fingers touched his chest gently. Images poured into his mind again. A war. The fall of a race that created life with light. The twins were made as a final hope, living keys that could control ancient technology. But their creators feared what would happen if both twins bonded with a human soul. The power would be complete and impossible to control. Jace woke up hours later. His eyes were glowing brighter now. Silver and gold. He could hear every sound in the ashlands, even the crawling of sandworms deep under the ground. The younger twin stood beside him. "It is almost time," she whispered. "For what?" He asked before she could answer. His ears caught something. A sharp buzz. Machines. He stood fast. Drones. Black metal drones flew toward the camp. Fast and silent. Earth-made. Armed. Jace ran to the crawler. "Inside. Now." The twins didn't move. "Doe." "Not fear," the older one said. "We will protect you." But Jace shouted, "No! This time I protect you." The first drone opened fire. Jace raised his hands, instinct, not plan. A shockwave exploded outward. The drone shattered mid-air. He gasped. The ground around him steamed from the energy blast. He looked down. His body was glowing now, lines of light running across his arms, chest and face. The bond was complete and the war had begun. Inside the warship above, alarms rang. Drone 1 lost. Drone 2 offline. "Sir, he's resisting with unknown power." Admiral Cray clenched his jaw. "He's compromised. Begin orbital lock." On the ground, Jace helped the twins into the crawler. The sky above was turning dark. Not from clouds, but from the outline of a warship preparing to fire. Jace turned to the twins. "We need to run." The older one shook her head. "We need to wake it." "Wake what?" "The relic," she said softly. "Buried under the ash." They led him into the hills behind the camp. Beneath a cracked cliffside hidden by dust was a door, round, ancient, pulsing with slow blue light. The twins placed their hands on it. The door opened. Warm air rushed out, carrying a sound like singing. Jace stared inside. "What is this place?" he whispered. The older twin smiled for the first time. "A cradle of forgotten power," she said. "And now, your true form begins." The door closed behind them with a heavy hum. Inside the hidden vault, the air was warm and strange. The walls were smooth and glowing with slow-moving lights, blue, green, gold, like veins in stone. Jace stepped forward, breath unsteady. The twins stood beside him, calm. "This place was made before memory," the older twin said softly. "It knows you," added the younger one. Jace's heartbeat was loud in his ears. He wasn't just a scavenger now. He was something else. Something the galaxy had forgotten, or maybe tried to erase. As they walked deeper, the walls responded. Lights followed their steps. Jace's glowing hand brushed against a panel, and it opened, revealing a chamber filled with floating metal spheres, soft humming, and a giant control throne in the center. He stepped closer. His legs felt heavy. His chest ached with pressure like something inside wanted to break free. The twins watched quietly. "You are now part of the vault," the older one said. "It listens to you, but I don't know how to use it," Jace whispered. "You will," the younger twin replied. "You must. They're coming." Above the Ashlands, the warship Sentinel Hammer glowed hot with charge. "Target locked," said the officer. "Vault." "Opening confirmed." Admiral Cray's voice was like stone. "He's chosen alien power. He's no longer one of us." The countdown began. 10 minutes until orbital strike. Cray whispered, "Goodbye, Jace." Back in the vault, Jace stood in front of the control throne. He closed his eyes. Images poured into his mind. Stars bending, worlds lost to time. And then, his own face, surrounded by the twins, holding light in both hands. Suddenly, the room shook. The walls turned red. Jace opened his eyes. "What's happening?" The older twin's voice was tense. "They have found us," the younger twin grabbed his hand. "If you don't stop them, we all burn." Jace stepped onto the throne. It wrapped around him, gently locking in place. The metal fused with his arms, chest, back. It didn't hurt. It welcomed him. His vision turned white. He saw the warship. He saw its engines charging. He saw himself, glowing, standing on its bridge. And then, he saw fear in Admiral Cray's eyes. Jace returned to himself. The vault was alive now. The lights bright, the machines awake, and his voice echoed inside the chamber, though he didn't open his mouth. "Shield us." Above the planet, the warship fired. A massive beam of white-hot energy shot down toward the vault. But halfway down, it hit something invisible and shattered like glass. The sky itself cracked with thunder. The soldiers on the ship stared in shock. "Impossible," one whispered. Admiral Cray stood slowly. He knew now. Jace wasn't the victim. He was the guardian. Back in the vault, the ground rumbled. A new passage opened. The twins led Jace into it. The younger twin smiled faintly. "You stopped the first strike, but more will come." The older one added, "You can't run from your own kind forever." Jace looked at his reflection in the silver walls. His eyes were no longer human, but his heart still was. "I won't run," he said. "I'll show them what this power is really for." Outside the vault, far across the Ashlands, small ships were landing. Human troops, heavily armed, silent, fast, began moving through the dust. Their orders: capture or kill, at all costs. They carried neural dampeners, anti-energy rounds, and scanners tuned to alien bonds. They were hunting one of their own. As Jace stepped out of the vault, the Ashlands were quiet. He could hear the soldiers coming. He could hear their heartbeats. The twins stood behind him. "This is the last moment to turn back," said the older one. Jace didn't move. "They think I'm a weapon," he said. The younger twin touched his shoulder. "What are you, really?" Jace looked up at the dark sky and answered, "I'm a bridge." The wind had stopped. Not a single sound moved across the ashlands. Not even the dust dared rise. Jace stood at the mouth of the ancient vault, glowing softly under the dim sky. The twins stood behind him, silent, waiting. The air felt heavier now. The kind of silence that comes right before something sacred begins. He turned to the twins. "You said I was a bridge," he whispered. "Between what?" The older twin stepped forward, her voice slow and gentle. "Between what was lost and what can still be saved." The younger added, "You carry more than our bond now. You carry memory, legacy, the gift of the forgotten." Once Jace stared at them. "I don't understand." "You will," the older said. "Follow us." They led him back through the vault, deeper than before. This place felt different. Older. The walls were smoother, darker, and pulsed like a heartbeat. At the end of the passage stood a large round door. Unlike the others, it was not glowing. It was cold. Jace touched it. It opened. Inside there was no technology, no floating lights, just silence. In the center was a stone platform. Upon it, 3 crystal coffins, and in each one, an alien body lay sleeping, or dead. Jace stepped closer. "Who are they?" The younger twin whispered, "Our makers." The older continued, "The first to carry the bond, the first to fall for trying to share it with humans." Jace's chest tightened. "They tried, and they died?" "No," the older twin said. "They tried, and we were born." Jace knelt by the coffins. Their faces were peaceful. They looked like the twins, but older, wiser, sadder. "I don't deserve this," he said quietly. The room trembled. A soft voice echoed, not from the twins, not from the air, but from inside Jace. "That is why you were chosen." He gasped. Warm light filled the chamber. The coffins glowed. The walls lit up with symbols Jace had never seen. But he understood them. Memories flowed through him, a galaxy full of beauty and betrayal. A golden race that tried to unite all life, but was hunted for it. And then, the last hope placed in 2 small hands. 2 twin creations made from love, fear, and power. He saw himself, standing beside them, not as a master, not as a weapon, but as family. The twins knelt. "You are now more than human," the older one said. "You are the memory of a lost people," the younger added. "And now, you must decide what to do with that gift." Jace stood. The light faded. The room returned to silence. But Jace did not. His body glowed from within. His thoughts were sharp, and for the first time, he felt what the bond truly was. Not control, not power. Connection. Outside, the human strike force closed in. Drones flew ahead. A commander barked orders. "Surround the vault. Prepare for full assault." A soldier hesitated. "Sir, what if he's not the enemy?" "He's bonded," the commander snapped. "That makes him dangerous." But when they reached the vault entrance, they found it empty. No Jace, no twins, just a single message, carved into the ash stone wall in both human and ancient script. "If you seek war, we will not meet you. If you seek truth, follow the stars we now awaken." Jace, with the twins beside him, now stood at the edge of a high cliff far beyond the ashlands. In the distance, the sky cracked open. One of the old star relays, a forgotten alien jump gate, awakened. For the first time in 1,000 years, blue fire danced in the air. A path was opening. The younger twin smiled. "They'll follow us." Jace nodded. "Let them." The older twin asked, "Are you afraid?" Jace looked up at the glowing sky. Yes. Then why go? He smiled softly. Because fear doesn't mean stop. It means something important is about to begin. They stepped into the light. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would Jace. The stars stretched around them like rivers of fire. Jace stood at the center of the ancient star relay, silver light swirling under his feet. The twins stood beside him, one on each side, calm, glowing, and silent. They had left Earth's system behind, but Earth had not left them. Behind them, through the fading gate, a fleet of human ships followed, not to protect, to destroy. Inside the lead warship, Admiral Cray stared at the hologram. Jace, once a scavenger, was now labeled a class, X-mutation. The file said, human compromised by alien link, extremely dangerous, kill on sight. But the file did not say what Admiral Cray truly feared, that Jace had changed and survived, that he had bonded with something old, powerful, and unknown, that he had become more. On the other side of the stars, Jace and the twins reached a planet untouched by war. A garden world, ancient symbols lit the ground. Relics awakened at their steps. This was the sanctuary planet, the last hidden place of the forgotten ones. Here, their power would be complete. Here, the final choice would be made. Jace walked among alien ruins. They responded to his presence, lights glowing, doors opening, machines humming to life. The younger twin held his hand. You are one of us now, she said. The older one looked toward the sky. But your people will come soon. Jace nodded. And they'll come with fear in their hearts. As predicted, the sky broke open. The human fleet arrived above the sanctuary. Fighter crafts scattered like angry insects. Missiles locked. The countdown began. Jace stood at the edge of the world, facing the sky. His arms shimmered with light. The ancient energy flowed through him like calm fire. He didn't want war, but he wouldn't let the twins be taken again. Admiral Cray sent a final message down. Stand down. Surrender the alien twins. You are not their father. You are not even human anymore. Jace replied with only one line. I wasn't their father when I found them, but they chose me, and I chose them. The first wave of missiles descended, but they never touched the ground. A pulse of silver light expanded from Jace's chest, wide as a city. Time slowed. The missiles froze mid-air and crumbled into dust. The human ships pulled back in panic. No one spoke. No one fired again. The older twin stepped forward. You have passed the trial. The younger twin smiled. You are now the keeper of our race, and your own. A massive structure rose from the ground behind them, a tower made of glass and light. At its top, a beacon activated, sending signals not just across space, but across memory, across the bloodlines of those forgotten, across the hearts of those still searching. Back in Earth's orbit, something happened no one expected. One of the human ships powered down, then another, and another. Soldiers removed their helmets, looking at the lights below. Some wept, some whispered. He protected them. He didn't fight back. He chose peace. Cray watched speechless. He could fire, he could end it all, but he didn't. He turned away and gave the order that would be remembered forever. Let them go. Let him go. He's not ours anymore, and he's more. Years later, they would tell stories of a human who became something new. A soul who was chosen not because he was strong, but because he was kind. Because he bent down in the dust and picked up 2 dying alien girls without asking what they were. Because he loved them when the universe only offered fear. Children, both human and alien, would visit the sanctuary. And in the glowing halls of the tower, a statue would stand. A human man holding the hands of 2 glowing alien girls. Beneath it, only one line was carved in both languages. Family is not born. It is chosen. And Jace? He watched the stars with the twins beside him. Not as a soldier. Not as a hero, just as a father. to a new kind of family, to a new kind of future.